we call the red zone, like communists daytime, the communists under the ground raise up and then start fighting with the Republican in town. Every single day, since I will have when I was still in my mom's belly, they already have the war going to I don't know how long, but my hometown is like a destruction, weapon, gunshot, dynamite, bomb on over our head. Everything in every single piece of every inch of land in my hometown is like metal because mixed up with the metal. So after the revolution, the communist government is saying that my town is a hero. So they give us the name steel ground, right? So every single one that live in my hometown keep living there. Nobody want to move anywhere. Either the battlefield is right in town. We just live there, one generation to generation. So they assume we all us like a rose, like helping during the war, and everybody is so great, whatever. We still survive in that area without the plan and helping the communist government. So that is the name that the government give our hometown, rose and the steel ground. So I make it become a rose and the steel ground. It's just simple. I get that from my hometown, just for my inspiration. When I write this book, I just thinking about there's something about my homeland, hometown, and the people there and my family. That really actually the name of the book. Thank you.
When you would get up in the middle of the night and write, would you write in Vietnamese or in English?
In English only, yeah. I forgot most of the Vietnamese. I don't know how to use that word because my husband argue every day. So that's why I learned the English from him. I have to say that he helped me a lot because he never agreed with one thing that I say. And in the other word, I never agreed with him. We're just like cat and dog. Almost 18 years in marriage. We're just like that. Never agreed. But one thing that we really have seen in humor, when we fight, like 30 seconds later, it's over. The war's over really quick. and like a couple days ago, I told him, I said, I'm so nervous. I don't know. I wasn't going to say to the audience this time because I'm so worried. I said, dear, does anybody stop? That anybody could stop you talking, you let me know. You never stop talking. And then I said, well, anyway, I have to write this down because I don't think I remember what I'm going to say. He said, okay, I think that very soon we have another book coming out. He really kind to me, for giving me so much encouraging, and even with fighting, he always look at the positive side about me. Sometimes I look at him like, are you kidding me? But that's true that he always look at me like, hey, you can make it, kid. Don't even worry anything. Like, that's who I live with for the last 18 years. When I was a child and then growing up, childhood and then growing up, my mother bugging me every day. You can do it. Your father says so. Don't even bother to think about it. You're not going to make it. That's how she do it. And now I'm married with a guy. You can do it. There's no The biggest motive in my life is my mom and my husband. My mom can't speak English, but she knows exactly what that guy say. When he didn't know a word in Vietnamese, but I said he saw her, just mumbling something. I know exactly what she's saying. I was in the middle of both of them. They don't get along well, but they know each other really well. Well, I told her a lot of times. I said, Mom, when I in big fight, do not worry, because we just like that for the last 17 years. So every single day we fight, but we fight so I can go. I make him, fight with me, or he make me fight with him just to learn from each other. But that's how my life. Really interesting. One is mother, one is husband. Really, really interesting. So the book coming out, I really apologize to my mother and all my siblings, my brother and sister, and everybody involved in the book. This is uncool family story. I should not, for myself, feel guilty that share the book to the public. But my husband said that there was a lot of people out there want to know about the Vietnam War. A lot of people really interested about your story. Don't feel bad. This is like too personal, the story, but it's good for everybody to learn. Well, that's what he told me. I didn't mean that, but he just said that. So, and I just want to say that thank you very much for your support for the last 17 years that I worked for the post office. And thank you very much for your kindness and look at me like a friend. And
well, we love you.
That's what I'm trying to say. But I received so much love and care from all my customers. I appreciate it, everybody. Okay.
Yay!
Today I want to have the big announcement for my favorite editor, Polly Carey. Generally know her. Carey, can you say that? This is the last issue that she can work at Monroe Monitor, and she can leave and go back to school in the U.S. for 5 years. So we just want to say goodbye to you and good luck. And then can you come up here and share a little bit?
Well, let me just talk about discovering this book. After 10 years on the Monitor, I'm sort of got attached to every grapevine in town, and somebody told me that the little Asian woman at the post office had written a book. Now, we have a standing joke at the Monitor about books, because everybody writes a book sooner or later, and they send them to me, and quite a few of them are, maybe best not published. The fact that she'd written a book and knows everybody in town kind of made it sound special and interesting, and so I approached Julie, and she provided me with a copy of the book. And when I read it, I was impressed on so many levels. One, this woman's writing in a second language. She's doing it very well. Secondly, it was a way to see the Vietnam experience from Vietnam. But thirdly, it told the immigrant experience in a way I hadn't read it before. We are, in Seattle, almost more than anywhere else, a nation of immigrants. And we never realize who we are standing next to or sitting next to on the bus, what stories we're surrounded by. And I walked away from that book with such an enormous amount of respect for Julie. I have never met a harder worker in my life. Neither, I wager, have you. And what she's accomplished in writing this book, I think, is just tremendous. And so I was very excited to write the story. And we did some interviews, and we went to dinner, and we talked about the book, and then I did the story, and I put it on the front page because I just thought it was a very exciting story. And then I posted it on Facebook. I went around some of the Facebook group pages and posted a little link to the story, and I just was so proud of Monroe. I mean, if you've been on Monroe Facebook pages, sometimes they get a trifle quarrelsome. But they all agreed on one thing.